Hello, everybody! Welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, I am going to show you how to transform this men's shirt into a cute dress for little girls. So if you want to see how, keep on watching! So the first thing I will do is remove the front pocket by seam ripping it. And then I am going to button the shirt so it will be much easier to cut. Next, I am going to go ahead and smooth it out as much as possible. So when I place the dress that I'm going to be using as a pattern, it will be much easier. And then I'm going to be using an existing dress that my daughter loves so much. And I really like the simple shape of this dress. It's basically an A-line dress. So if you don't have a dress like this, you can easily use a shirt. You're just gonna have to add a little bit more seam allowances to make it wider. So I just kind of eyeball it. I place it right on top of the shirt, and then I'm going to go ahead and pin it. So if you're not comfortable doing that, you can totally measure it, but the more you eyeball it, the more you're gonna get better at it. So yeah, just a tip. You basically want the buttons to be at the center of the dress. And if you want a sleeveless dress, just tuck in the sleeve just like I did here and cut it out as a sleeveless. But I am planning to make a cap sleeve dress for this project. Next, I'll go ahead and cut it out. I added 1/2 inch seam allowances on all sides. I mean, except for the neckline because I'm going to finish it using a bias tape. So I did not add any allowances on the neckline, but on the side seams, cap sleeve and shoulder seams, you will add 1/2 inch seam allowances. By the way, you guys, this project is actually really good if you have like an old shirt from your father or your grandpa that you don't want to get rid of that has a sentimental value to you. This is actually a really good idea. Transform it into a little cute dress for your daughter or your niece. Next, I am going to match it right sides together and then I'm going to pin it all the way around. So it should look something like this. As you can see, it is very cute already. I actually bought this shirt for my husband as a present and it was just a tad big. So he really didn't get to wear it that much. So he decided to just donate it or donate it to me and transform it into something. And to add more cuteness to the dress, I decided to use this white ribbon as a self-tie belt. So I just basically just kind of eyeball it, making sure that it will tie around the waistline. Now it's time to figure out where the armholes are going to be. So I basically just measured from shoulder down here 5 inches, and I added 1/2 inch seam allowance to compensate for the shoulder seams. I then repeat the same process onto the other side, obviously. So now I am figuring out where to put the belt. So from shoulder down to the waistline is going to be 10 inches. It's all depend on your child, obviously. So I added 1/2 inch seam allowance. You basically want the belt to sit where the natural waistline is going to be. Next, I will place the ribbon in between the fabrics and then pin it to secure. And I will repeat the same process onto the other side as well. Now it's time to sew the side seams and the shoulder seams. By the way, I serged the raw edges of the fabrics. If you don't have a serger, you can always use a zigzag stitch for that. Now I am sewing the side seams. Forgive me if the lighting is really bad because this is my first sewing tutorial in my new house. So I'm still kind of figuring out where to put the camera and the lighting. So I am so sorry if it's a little bit dark right here. I will repeat the same process onto the other side seam. And here I actually started, if I didn't mention earlier, I actually started sewing on the underarm seams. I'm going to backstitch to secure it and then continue on sewing. Right after that, it should look something like this. As you can see, it is super cute already. I love the belt. It added just extra girliness to the dress. Now I am going to hem the cap sleeve. I'm simply going to push in the fabric just like this. So it should be easy because there is an allowance already. So I'm just going to push it in and then pin it all the way around and then sew it all the way around. Because the cap sleeve is so small, it actually didn't fit the arm here. So I decided I just sew this down as close to the underarm seam as possible. And then I went ahead and did the same thing onto the other side. I did the exact same process onto the other sleeve. We are almost done here. All I have to do is finish the neckline. So I am going to be using this bias tape. This is about 1/2 inch wide and it's double fold. First, I placed the bias tape on the right side of the fabric and I left about an inch of a tail right here so it's much easier for me to finish it later on. So I'm just going to pin it on the edge of the neckline. Trim it off, leaving about 1 inch tail, and then I'm going to sew it from here all the way down. I'm going to be doing about 1/4 of an inch or as close to the edge as possible. Now I am going to grade the neckline. So I'm just going to make small cuts, especially on the curve of the neckline. Next, I am going to fold the end like this and fold it in the wrong side of the neckline. And then I'm just going to pin it to secure until I reach the other end. Just be sure that the seams are open so it will not add extra bulkiness on the neckline. And then I will top stitch it so it looks nice and neat from here all the way to the other end. And then I am going to sew it one more time just so the bias tape will stay put. So this is the final transformation. I absolutely love how it turned out. A couple of years ago, I also made a men's shirt transformation, and it is the second most popular videos that I ever uploaded here on my channel. So I'm just so happy today that I managed to recreate it or make another one for you guys that you will love and enjoy. So hopefully this tutorial is helpful to you. If it inspires you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will get notified whenever I post a new awesome sewing tutorial. I will see you in my next video. Bye!